New Order on BBC Radio Kent. Good afternoon, you're listening to me, Sophie Sutton, keeping the chair warm for Anna Louise today. So now it's time to speak to another person who is trying to make the best of this strange situation we find ourselves in and be creative. I will ask him in a minute if he's baked any banana bread or put a picture of where he's run on his Instagram, because that's what people seem to be doing in isolation at the moment. Not me, haven't baked any banana bread, and nothing is so urgent that I have to run anywhere. Anyway, George Vere is a multi-award-winning comedian from Headcorn, recommended in the Evening Standard, Time Out and Chortle, and recently finished his first run at the Soho Theatre. He's taken his shows with Adam Wills, such as the Starship Osiris and a very serious play about World War II, to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and he is on the line now. Hello, George.
Hello, Sophie. Never before in a bio has anyone mentioned that I'm from Headcorn.
Well, you've got to be proud of where you come from.
No, of course, but I didn't think. But obviously, because we're on Radio Kent, maybe some people know what Headcorn is. But
exactly.
Most people couldn't care less and have no idea. But yeah,
it's
on
very
Radio
true.
Kent, I can, embrace my heritage fully. I am from Headcorn, a little village near Ashford.
Well, it's very nice, and I think, quite frankly, you're putting it on the map.
Hopefully, yeah.
Has Headcorn got many other comedy exports, do you know?
I don't think it's got any exports of any kind. I think I'm the only person ever, as long as Headcorn's been, around for, which, I don't know, must have been hundreds and hundreds of years. As far as I can tell, I'm the only person who's actually even left.
You're being very nasty about Headcorn, but Headcorn is a wonderful place. There's lots of lovely things in Headcorn. Home pretty much to the Big Cat Sanctuary. That's close-ish. I think Headcorn takes credit of that. Yeah, a nice pub, nice post office, lots of things.
Running out.
No, never. So anyway, how is lockdown going for you? I know that you've had to cancel something pretty major, haven't you, in your comedy world?
Yeah, no, great. No, I'm loving it. No, I'm not. It's obviously really, really irritating. So I got my first ever commission just before the lockdown started. So I got a big chunk of money to make something.
Amazing.
Annoyingly, I can't say exactly what it is, but it's really, really exciting. But the plan was we were going to have it all filmed and done by April.
Oh, wow.
And it's just we don't even know now if it can happen this year. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But, trying to be positive, still trying to make stuff, keeping busy.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I suppose as well, it's really difficult. We were talking about earlier, the feeling of building up to something and gearing up to it so wholeheartedly, and then all of a sudden that being taken away, and that feeling just really awful. I'm very, insular, because not your whole world has revolved around it, but you've been thinking about it for such a long time. And I suppose for you, it's like you just have to think, well, what do I do now? And I suppose not knowing when it's going to happen is probably the worst part.
Yeah. You're exactly right. It's been crazy, but I think it's just trying to make the most of it. And with any of these things, it's like you said in the sort of bio, it's trying to be creative, I think, and trying to. I mean, for lots of people, trying to make money, trying to keep their businesses going and stuff like that. And I know various comedian friends of mine who have been doing all sorts of crazy things to keep going during what's going on. But it has been a struggle.
So what have you been doing then to fill your days during lockdown?
So I've been writing a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something very easy to do at home. I can sit, I can write, and stuff like that. I've been trying for the first time in my life to make stuff go viral.
Like it.
And I had a limited success with one tweet.
Yeah.
I think you saw.
Yes. You've started
a
petition to get yourself in the new series of quite a major TV show. Yep.
Oh, we're not allowed to say what it is.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's BBC. You can say it as much as you like.
Oh, great! It's Line of Duty. It's brilliant. So I messaged. I sent a tweet out. I edited myself into the trailer.
It's amazing. Seamless, I might add.
Thank you. I edited myself into the trailer and sent it off to the writer and director, and the main guy, Martin Compton in the cast, retweeted it and said he'll have a word about getting me in. So that's good. I think it's now got 42,000 views or something on Twitter.
That's amazing.
I mean, that's a lot for me.
That's huge. Yeah. And I think he said, didn't he, that he would be happy for you to be in it as long as, because you were wearing an eye patch, weren't you, in the video? As long as your eye patch didn't interfere with it didn't upstage his waistcoats, because obviously that's what he's famous for.
He does wear an awful lot of extravagant waistcoats. And,
I don't think there's a man on TV at the moment that wears a better waistcoat. Maybe the England coach. I've forgotten what his name is. Gareth?
Oh, I have no idea about football. So
Gareth?
Don't bother.
Ollie's going to tell me.
Honestly, I have
Gareth Southgate.
no idea.
Gareth Southgate and Martin Compston are the two Premiership waistcoat
I feel
wearers.
like I should have heard of him, but I have no idea who that is.
You absolutely should have. So you're hopeful then that maybe, because I suppose Line of Duty, like many things, has been put on the back burner for now, hasn't it? So hopefully...
They were halfway through, I think they were into production of like filming season 6, and now they're not filming anything. So I thought, oh, hello, I could maybe... When filming recommences, I could just be in the background, or I could say a line or something, or running around as a dressed as a policeman, something like that.
I reckon so. I think, quite frankly, you could seamlessly work your way in. I think the eye patch might be a tad much, to be honest with you.
Yes. So I thought it gave it some character,
Well, absolutely.
And looked like a baddie.
Well, yes, you did. Yeah, you're not going to get any nice person parts, I wouldn't have thought.
No.
And you were hanging out of a car window, I seem to remember.
Yeah.
But you didn't have one of it wasn't the particularly upmarket car that the baddies in Line of Duty normally drive. I hope you won't mind me saying.
No, it was my friend's rubbish car, is what it was.
Well,
yeah, that's what it was. But, again, making do with what I have. I don't have a police car. So.
Well, that's true. So would you have any tips, I suppose, on how to stay creative at the moment? And I guess, well, now that you're obviously a viral sensation, any tips on how people can use platforms like Twitter and stuff to try and help move their stuff forward?
Yeah, tips for being creative. I think it's just a mindset thing, really. I mean, that's easy to say from my position. Like, I'm actually okay at the moment, money-wise and stuff. So that's sort of not a problem. But I know for a lot of people it's very difficult. But I think even when even before the lockdown, it's just almost forcing yourself to do something. I think, because otherwise you go, I haven't really got any ideas, or I'll wait till this is over or anything. But I sort of force myself to do something every day, a bit of something. Yeah. So, even if it doesn't end up being something, at least something's happening. At least I'm managing the time, because otherwise I would just be sitting around playing, games all day, which I have been doing a little bit of.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I think you have to have a bit of everything, a bit of a balance. So,
and in terms of going viral, I have no idea if it's a fluke. But, I mean, people do respond on Twitter, so give it a try, People shouldn't be nasty, but give it. If they're nice to people, they might get something.
Well, you never know. Maybe I'll try and edit myself into the next series as well as your nice counterpart.
I'm not competing with you for a part, Sophie. I've got that phone up now. You'll have to find another show.
Oh, okay. I'll try. I'll try really hard. George, thank you so much for being on the show. Where can we go to find out what you're going to be doing next when things do start up again?
Yeah. So I think the easiest thing, I'm RIP George Vere, which seemed like a funny idea at the time, on all social media, or georgevere.com. Okay. And I've got a podcast, if anyone wants to listen to that.
Amazing.
Which all done before the lockdown, where it's Adam and I, and we talk to different comedians. So there's some really good ones on there, some TV comedians like London Hughes and Lost Voice Guy, all the way down to some comedians that we love who perhaps aren't as famous, like Paul Firth and Tin TV and some of the other ones like that. So, yeah.
Well, that sounds absolutely amazing. George, thank you so much for being on the programme. I really appreciate it. Good luck with getting on Line of Duty. And if I beat you to it, then I suppose the best person won.
I'll be serious. I will be serious.
Thank you, George. That's George Vere, comedian, famously of Headcorn, one of the many exports that Headcorn has, I would wager. Right, the time is now 5:40.
Travel news from BBC Radio Kent.